It seems like every day we hear about another cyber attack,
Yeah,
right?
it's
Oh, really?
it's a bit unnerving.
Yeah, enough to make you want to ditch all your devices and like move off the grid.
Right.
But before we all trade in our smartphones for carrier pigeons, let's talk about how artificial intelligence and machine learning are being used to fight back against these attacks.
Yeah.
We're going to be taking a deep dive into an article from EC Council University titled Fortifying Digital Defenses with AI and ML in Cybersecurity.
Okay.
It was just published last week on November 13th, 2024. And by the end of this deep dive, you'll have a really solid understanding of not just the tech behind these digital defenders, but also why they're so crucial in our like super connected world.
Yeah, I mean, it really is a fascinating new frontier in the cybersecurity world.
Yeah.
And what's really captivating to me is how these technologies, AI and ML, are shifting the entire paradigm of cybersecurity.
Uh,
We're moving beyond those sort of static defenses like firewalls and antivirus software into a world of intelligent systems that can learn and evolve alongside the threat landscape.
Right. So that actually leads perfectly into my next question.
Yeah.
So let's break it down to the basics because I know not all of our listeners are, coding experts.
Right.
So what exactly are AI and ML and how are they different?
So you can think of artificial intelligence AI as this grand idea of making machines think like humans.
Okay.
This covers a vast spectrum of applications from, voice assistants like Siri and Alexa to the algorithms that recommend your next show to binge watch.
Right.
Now, machine learning's a little bit different.
Okay.
ML is a subset of AI that specifically focuses on teaching machines to learn from data.
So instead of being like explicitly programmed.
Exactly.
Okay.
ML algorithms can actually recognize patterns,
Right.
make predictions, and even improve their own performance over time by just being exposed to tons and tons of data.
Okay, I'm starting to get the picture.
Yeah.
So why are these technologies so important for cybersecurity in particular? I mean, is the threat really that serious?
No, the threat is absolutely real, and it's growing at an alarming rate. The methods of attack are becoming increasingly sophisticated.
Yeah.
They're targeting individuals and organizations alike.
So it's not just like big companies.
No, it's everyone.
Okay.
Think about how much of your life is online.
Yeah, like everything.
Your financial information, your health records, your social connections, it's all out there.
Yeah.
It's all potentially vulnerable.
That's honestly a little unsettling.
Yeah.
So how does AI step in and bolster our defenses against all of this?
One of AI's greatest strengths is its ability to process huge amounts of data at incredible speeds.
Okay.
This is something humans just can't do.
Right.
Traditional security systems rely on these predefined rules and signatures to detect threats.
Yeah.
But AI can go way beyond that.
Okay.
It can analyze things like network traffic system logs, user behavior,
All that stuff.
all of that in real time, to identify anomalies that might signal an attack, even one that's never been seen before.
So it's kind of like having a security guard who's like super vigilant and can spot a suspicious person based on like really subtle cues rather than just relying on like a wanted poster.
Yeah, that's a great analogy.
Okay.
AI can be that extra layer of protection, constantly analyzing and responding to threats, even those that are disguised or using totally new techniques.
Wow. So it's not just like reactive defense.
No, it's proactive too.
Okay.
AI is being used to actually hunt for threats, predict attack patterns, and even generate threat intelligence.
Okay. So where does machine learning fit into all of this?
So machine learning is kind of like the brains behind the AI operation.
Okay.
It's what allows these systems to learn from past attacks, identify those really subtle patterns, and continuously improve their detection capabilities.
Gotcha.
There are different types of machine learning too, each with its own strengths.
Yeah. Okay.
So supervised learning, you can think of it as like giving the AI a textbook of known threats to study.
So we're giving it labeled data so it can learn to recognize specific attack signatures.
Exactly.
And unsupervised learning.
Unsupervised learning is more like giving the AI a puzzle to solve.
Okay.
We give it unlabeled data and has to figure out the patterns and anomalies on its own.
So it's like a detective working a cold case with no leads.
Exactly.
Okay.
Unsupervised learning is super powerful for uncovering those hidden threats or new attack patterns that nobody's ever seen before.
So this is all starting to sound very sci-fi,
Yeah.
but the article mentions a real-world example, a company called Darktrace.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about how they're using AI in cybersecurity?
So Darktrace is a fantastic example of how AI is being deployed right now to defend against these really sophisticated cyber attacks.
Okay.
Their platform uses AI algorithms to detect and respond to threats in real time without relying on those predefined rules or signatures.
So how does that work if there's no rule book? What is guiding the AI's decisions?
So Darktrace's system works by first establishing this baseline understanding of normal network behavior.
Okay.
It learns the typical patterns of traffic user activity and system interactions within an organization.
So it learns the rhythm of the network, and then it notices when somebody is playing a different tune.
You got it.
Okay.
And because it's constantly learning and adapting, it can identify even the most subtle deviations that might signal an attack,
Yeah.
even one that's never been seen before.
So this Darktrace example really brings it all to life.
Yeah.
It's no longer this theoretical concept. It's
Wow.
AI actually working on the front lines of cybersecurity.
Absolutely. Welcome back.
So last time we were discussing how artificial intelligence and machine learning are transforming cybersecurity, moving from like a reactive to a proactive approach.
Right.
It's really fascinating stuff.
Yeah, it is.
We touched on a few types of threats last time, but I want to kind of take a closer look at how these AI-powered defenders are taking on some specific challenges.
Okay.
So first up, malware. It seems like there's a new strain popping up every day.
Every day.
Yeah. How can AI keep pace with this constantly evolving threat?
Yeah, so malwares is definitely a persistent and ever-evolving threat.
Yeah.
Traditional antivirus software relies on recognizing known malware signatures.
Right.
But this approach is becoming less and less effective as attackers are finding new ways to hide their code, basically.
Right. They're getting sneaky.
They are.
Yeah, okay.
This is where machine learning's strength in pattern recognition really comes into play.
Okay.
Instead of just looking for those specific signatures,
Right.
ML algorithms can analyze the behavior of a program looking for subtle clues that might reveal malicious intent.
So instead of relying on a mugshot, it's more like profiling a suspect based on their behavior patterns.
Yeah, that's a good way to think about it.
Okay.
ML can analyze how a program interacts with the system, what files it accesses, what data it sends out.
Mm-hmm.
All these behaviors can be used to create a profile that determines whether it's likely to be malicious, even if it's a brand new variant that's never been seen before.
So it's like having a digital detective who can spot a criminal based on their actions, even if they're wearing a disguise.
Exactly.
That's pretty impressive.
What about phishing?
Oh, phishing.
Those scams are getting harder and harder to spot.
Tell me about it.
I feel like I need a degree in cybersecurity just to check my inbox safely these days.
Right.
It's tough.
Yeah, so how does AI help us navigate this minefield of like deceptive emails and websites?
AI can come to the rescue in several ways.
Okay.
AI algorithms can analyze the content of emails and websites,
Okay.
looking for telltale signs of a phishing attempt.
Gotcha.
They can detect things like suspicious URLs, misspellings, and grammatical errors, inconsistencies in branding and design.
It's like having a super-powered spam filter that can actually understand the nuance of the message, not just look for keywords.
Exactly. AI can also analyze user behavior to detect phishing attempts.
Okay.
For instance, if you usually only click on links from certain senders or domains, the AI can flag it as suspicious if you suddenly click on a link from an unfamiliar source.
So it's like having a personal assistant who knows your online habits and can warn you if you're about to do something out of character.
Precisely.
Wow.
This type of behavioral analysis can be really effective in preventing those oh no moments when you realize you've fallen for a phishing scam.
That is reassuring, especially with like how convincing these scams are getting.
Yeah.
But what about those attacks that are more like stealth missions, you know?
Yeah.
The ones where hackers slip into a network unnoticed and they lurk in the shadows for months, slowly siphoning off data.
Right.
Can AI even help with that?
So you're talking about what are known as advanced persistent threats, or APTs.
Okay, APTs.
These are some of the most challenging attacks to defend against
Yeah.
because they're often orchestrated by highly skilled and well-resourced attackers who go to great lengths to avoid detection.
So they're like the ninjas of the cyber world.
Exactly.
How can you even fight something you can't see?
It's definitely a tough challenge, but AI is starting to make a real difference here.
Okay.
One key approach is using AI for anomaly detection.
Okay.
AI can continuously monitor network traffic system logs, user activity,
All that stuff.
looking for any deviations from that established baseline of normal behavior,
Okay.
even the slightest change in network traffic patterns. An unusual file access or a login attempt from an unexpected location could be a red flag signaling an APT.
So it's like having a security guard who knows every nook and cranny of the building so well that they notice even the slightest thing out of place?
Exactly.
Wow.
And because AI can process huge amounts of data in real time,
Right.
It can spot these anomalies much faster than a human analyst ever could,
Yeah, that makes sense.
potentially preventing a minor breach from turning into a major disaster.
So AI is giving us like a fighting chance against even the most cunning cyber adversaries.
Yeah, it really is.
Are there any other exciting developments on the horizon when it comes to AI and cybersecurity?
One of the most promising areas is the development of AI-powered threat intelligence platforms.
Okay, threat intelligence platforms.
These platforms are like having a global network of digital spies, constantly gathering and analyzing information about potential threats.
Okay.
They collect vast amounts of data from various sources, open source intelligence, threat feeds, dark web forums, you name it.
Wow.
And then AI can sift through all of this information to identify patterns and relationships that human analysts might miss.
That sounds incredibly powerful.